with Shakur and Haney. What were the results and what's next for Ryan?
I haven't checked my results, but yeah, whatever Ryan wants next is what we will do. Whatever we think the best move is as a team collectively, we are gonna start working on it. So Ryan Garcia, I believe, wants to come back in March. You know, spend the holidays with the family and then start the serious training right after the holidays and get ready for March. I think that's ideal. If you are starting in March, you can possibly have maybe 3 fights in that year. So it could be a big year for Ryan.
Oscar, as a promoter, you have to look at his competition. How would you assess Shakur and Devin's recent performances, and who were you impressed with more?
I think Devin Haney is a special fighter. I think Devin Haney, he knows how to figure out his opponents. I mean, Prograis, I knew from the start that Haney had a better corner. I knew he had a better strategy. It obviously showed. But Haney knows how to dissect you and be patient and use his reach and his distance, and doesn't care what the crowd says. That's crucial to any fighter. When you're on top of the ring and you're hearing boos from everybody, a lot of fighters, they start panicking and they start changing up their game plan, and then they make mistakes. Shakur Stevenson doesn't care. I mean, it hurts you in other ways, popularity and you know, fans and this and that, but all they care about is winning inside the ring.
Just winning, baby.
Let's say if Ryan was interested in Devin Haney next, who do you reach out to make?
I'm sorry.
Let's say Ryan was interested in Devin Haney next, who do you reach out to make that fight? Bill Haney or Eddie Hearn?
I have no idea who is representing Haney. You know, I'll have my people look into it, but yeah, we're gonna sit down with Team Ryan Garcia, and he's expressed a lot of interest in fighting Rollies. And if that's the fight they want, if that's the fight that we have to negotiate, then so be it. As his promoter, I will get him, you know, the best deal structure, and we will once again, you know, build one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. Well, it's not just boxing, so yeah. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to, you know, keep busy, so it's all good.
Oscar, this matchup, pretty tough matchup for Hoya. You know, he came off a pretty solid fight in a battle.
Sure.
Do you feel it's a risky matchup, knowing that there's you know, strike future ahead, good stuff ahead?
Yeah, no, it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight for both guys, and like I mentioned outside, Ryder is gonna come in a better fighter than what he did with Canelo, because that experience that he got with Canelo it takes your game to a new level. So all that experience that Ryder got from Canelo, Jaime better be ready. He better be ready, and it's gonna be a tough fight. But we're very confident in Freddie Roach and his corner. He has the experience, he has the knowledge, so we're excited for January 27th.
You know, Munguia went tooth and nail with Derevchenko. If it wasn't for that 12th round knockdown, it would have been a majority draw.
Sure.
And what are you hoping Freddie's actually fixing with Jaime going into this fight as well?
Well, I know exactly what they're working on, because I worked with Freddie. First of all, Freddie Freddie will get you in tip-top shape. I mean, if you thought that Jaime Munguia was already in good shape in his previous fights, wait till you see his conditioning or how he fights against Ryder. But more importantly, I think the defense and the jab output from Munguia is what I'm going to be looking for because of Freddie. I think Freddie is going to take and push those limits. I think Freddie knows how important that jab is, and you know, if Jaime Munguia uses the jab and uses more defense, yeah, it's gonna be it'll be easier for him that night.
And sounds like a Cinco de Mayo showdown if all goes well with Canelo. I mean, you have the frameworks with PBC to put another big deal together. Is that the master plan?
Well, it all depends on Canelo. It all depends on, like Canelo said in his own words, that he's the king and he does whatever he wants to do. So you have to respect that coming from a fighter. All Jaime Munguia wants to give the fans is an all-Mexican showdown. And like I said, we haven't seen that showdown in years at that level, at the elite level. Like Barrera Morales, and I keep mentioning Julio Cesar Chavez and Azabache Martinez, live from the Olympic Auditorium here in LA. I think the Mexican fans and the fans in general all over the world will be in for a special treat if it ever happens. He beat Ryan in a big event, a big pay-per-view blockbuster. I think Tank now has to go after a world champion, you know, and maybe I don't know if Tank's a world champion now.
You're 35, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he has to unify. Maybe Tank, yeah, and the unification would be great. But obviously fighting the top dogs, you know, the best of the best, and it's in him. I mean, Tank Davis he's a beast, man. He's an amazing fighter. You know, I have no doubt that he'll want to go in there with the very best.
I'm not one of the best fighters in the world. Virgil Ortiz, 19 and 19 knockouts. He's fighting January 6th. I think he's gonna be 20 and 0 knockouts. What would you tell fans about him and about his card? It's a phenomenal card.
If you think Virgil Ortiz was a beast at 147, I mean, wait till you see him at 154. This will be a catch weight at 156, but I strongly feel that he'll campaign at 154 and eventually move up to 60. But everybody at 154, everybody at 160, be careful, because Virgil Ortiz will come after you. If you have a belt, if you are the best, we want to go after the best fights. I'm glad that Virgil Ortiz has his health back. He's in great condition. He's in great spirits. His father does a phenomenal job. Now with the Robert Garcia in his corner, sky's the limit.
Oscar, you have some real great fighters on your stable, like William Cepeda and Jaime Munguia himself. You can make some real good fights with PBC. You guys have worked in the past, like Benavidez versus Munguia or Gervonta versus William Cepeda. What do you think about their deal with Amazon and what they're working on? And obviously, you're willing to work with them, but how does that come into play now with them being a part of the Amazon app?
Oh my gosh, no, it's great for boxing. PBC and Amazon in their pay-per-view deal is I think, you know, I think for fighters who are going to be on that platform, the exposure is going to be incredible. I wish them all the best, because I think it's great for the sport. You know, if you're a pay-per-view fighter, why wouldn't you want to fight on Amazon? And so, you know, I'm thinking as a promoter that the very first fight on Amazon is probably going to include a Tank Davis. I think that's the only fighter they have who can sell a pay-per-view. So I think sky's the limit for any fighter who can fight on pay-per-view on Amazon.
Thank you guys.
Canelo too. Sorry, he's gonna go.
Oh, that's right, Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. Canelo Alvarez and Crawford. I don't know if they work with Crawford, but yeah, no, it's a great. It's the best platform that they can get that much more exposure on, because of the subs they have. I believe it's over 100 million subs, so it's great for the sport. All positive, so we're happy.